Competitors, yes. I'm sorry I didn't get to that during the presentation. Basically, your competitors function mainly in, you're talking about online and offline. So let's talk about offline first. You're talking about big box retailers. You're talking about your Barnes & Nobles, your Books A Million, your Borders, which, well, they might not be around for very much longer. But that competition, basically we're positioning ourselves as a substitute for them. The price point is going to be a little bit different, especially if you're not creating your own book. It's going to be a little bit less. You're going to have an instant delivery now. The statistic runs that online e-tailing is up end over end over the past 2 to 3 years, at least 15 to 20%, while holiday sales have become almost stagnant. So we're trying to ride that trend in terms of competition. But to get back to competition, the other competition online that we see is other custom book e-tailers, but not necessarily holding after the children's book market. Things like Lulu.com, what's another one? The Author House. There's a lot of custom book publishing, but some don't do short run one print. The price point, especially if you want to print it out and send it to someone, can be a little bit cost prohibitive in terms of, you're looking at sometimes between $20 and $30 as opposed to what we're trying to keep below $20, probably around the $15 price point range that we've seen and know the partnerships to make that happen. The other competition point and differentiator is, let's see, digital delivery. There's nobody out there that does digital delivery of ebooks in this method, especially in the custom area. So yes, while there is custom book delivery, and those things do exist, we feel that the differentiating point of the custom delivery of children's books and really attacking that niche market is really what's going to allow us to overcome that. Did I answer your question?
What do you think in terms of funding? What do you think you guys are going to need?
Well, we really have two options of going about it. Obviously, we have the legal cost of starting that up. The social media engine is basically going to be what we choose to do initially in terms of setting up the blog, and that's probably going to be internal development. So we have a few $1,000s in terms of initial hosting cost, legal, small marketing that we can't just simply bootstrap. So there's that. If we choose to go with a more fleshed out routine, the worst case scenario is that we're going to need in year one about $90,000. That's very high, worst end. We're staffing everything, not doing anything, and that's the worst case scenario. Based on the pro formas that we have, we saw we're just going to try to pull end of year one with those conversion rates about $250,000 end of year one. So based on that pro forma, that's viable, and we'll research.
Thank you.
Yes?
I know you described your target audience as busy working moms. Can you sort of walk me through kind of how much time it takes to create a book and the turnaround of start to finish? Because I guess I'm trying to reconcile the target audience with the product.
It's full of kids.
Yeah.
Well, what you're going to deal with there is an option where that's going to range, and I'll get more specific on that, not to turn off on that, but that ranges all the way, I think, from a 20-minute to 40-minute ordeal, where you're going through 10 to 20 pages of a storybook, or you've got your crazy Photoshop user who's going to customize every aspect. Our goal is, of course, to make that as seamless as possible and to bring in the external media that's going to allow them to basically just kind of drag and drop. One of our big, like catchphrases during the whole weekend was just drag and drop. Drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop.
Is it meant to be interactive with the child, sitting on the mom's lap, watching while it's being created, and is that part of it?
I don't know if we've gotten into that particular experiential piece. I know that the brand and the kind of, you saw the site, the kind of interactivity we have on the site would kind of lead to that. Mm-hmm. So the one thing that I heard our business, Travis saying earlier today is this needs to be as easy so that that a 6 or 7 year old could get online and create this book. So in essence, I think the answer to that question is yeah. It should be either something that a mother father and a child can get online and do together, or either or.
And they would help drive the desire to build these books. Essentially, the child would say, hey, let's go do a pocket storybook.
I agree.
See that.
Just popped in my head, maybe you could partner with kindergarten, schools, daycares, and have the teachers work with the kids on their books.
Class bar
Presents for the
education.
parents at Christmas time. I mean, that's kind of a cool thing that parents always love, is getting the present that was made by the kid.
They can make money for their school when other schools buy their book, right?
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing, they'd be generating their own library that they'd be able to keep copies of, and be able to set up like their own type of store within your site or something to sell through as well, maybe.
Well, that's
As
the
long as you've got the
idea.
right small run print partners.
That's the idea to do that. I'm sorry.
There's another engagement for the military families, you know. You could go into a Starbucks right now, you can buy and donate a pound of coffee. You could have the kids create storybooks, send it over the internet to certain emails of people in their families, and that type, you know, and you've got a partnership over there.
I want to get $20 a book to create it together for the busy moms.
I'm not a busy mom.
For your question, not for you.
But yeah, in terms of, I want to get back to schools and those organizations for a minute, because that's one thing that we saw it out as being key in terms of allowing them to utilize this as both that emotional tie between parents and kids, but in addition, allowing the schools to benefit from a fundraising perspective and other organizations to benefit from a fundraising perspective. In essence, there's a lot of marketing things looking for this in terms of the delivery kind you'll print out the green aspecting of a book that's not a physical book. So I think that's got a lot of stuff working.
Any other questions?